Hi there, this is John Drew here from Elevated Planet.
And Jolie Gabrielle here from Elevated Planet. And we'd like to welcome you to today's show where we have a lot in store from you. We cover so many different topics. And today we are on to something else, which is pretty interesting. And John is going to tell us more about it.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you, Jolie. Yeah, deep gratitude to David over in the Rockies, really, for some inspiration for today. He pointed, it was interesting. He was connecting with me a few days ago, and he happened to mention HEBs, which is the acronym given for highly evolved beings. And I was familiar with this from my from Conversations with God, books one, two, and three, from Neale Donald Walsch. And it's the stuff is brilliant. What I would say with that, a lot of people will be skeptical about whether this would be a channeling directly from God. But it's a bit like today we are also featuring a channeling that came from the Pleiadeans. Okay. Now, I would say that the best way to look at this is whatever you think, just look at the wisdom, feel the wisdom. How does that feel to you, right? That's the best way to look at it, because there's so much knowledge and wisdom to be shared from these things. And David had alerted me to book four, which I'd not actually covered, and that is one that we are going to be touching on in this first section today, which is all about awakening of the species being humanity. And it really is interesting because it puts a different perspective on things. So God comes up with 16 characteristics effectively of highly evolved species. And it's interesting when you listen to it because it is so much in contrast to with how we live our lives today here on planet Earth right now. But you understand there is underlying wisdom as to why it is what it is in terms of these 16 characteristics. So we're going to begin with that. And the whole point is when we look at these evolved species, many of our galactic friends have gone through this evolutionary process already. Mankind is actually, if you take Greg Braden's version of where he believes that Homo sapiens came into existence, it was about 200,000 years ago. And there's scientific evidence to back that up because that's what Greg does. So if we imagine we're 200,000 years old, this is the blink of an eye when we think about a planet, for instance, which is 4.6 billion years old, which we believe that to be the age of planet Earth. And a lot of our galactic friends have gone through this evolutionary process over the millions of years. So that's what we're going through now. So much can be learned from those who have blazed those trails ahead of us. So, as we are going through a time of great change on the planet, we can learn a lot from our Pleiadian friends, from those from Sirius, those from the Arcturians, and so many more. So, this is the point here, which is made by God as channeled by Neale Donald Walsch, and it's taken from the audio book in book four of Conversations with God. And I find this really interesting. So, Jolie, is there anything you want to add before we hit the button and go to the first section?
I just really would love people to get out of the box and really expand and think there's not just us, there's more to this world than we have any notion. And so sometimes we need to step aside and just sort of be open to the messages that come in from the different places in the universe. And this isn't something to go around banging on the drum with a clapboard and a tambourine and the world is ending and I see aliens. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah,
We're talking
absolutely.
about just taking energy that's out there that can communicate with you and help us to raise our vibration. And that's it. And that's where it expands to accept all of the energy and information that can do that.
Yeah. And this is the exciting thing about it because, what we're doing at the moment is we're starting to begin the process of self-actualizing because we've been maintained at such a low level over thousands of years. And this is kind of what all my studies of the last 6.5 years have kind of led me to realize that we are capable of so much more. And Jolie, the stuff that you do for us, it taps into some of that. It kind of helps to get us into that point where we realize actually we're not powerless. We don't have to hand away our power to other people. And there are ways we can tap into our abilities and our higher self. So, Jolie, to my mind, that's is where you help us out so much.
Thank you. Yes. It really helps. I know before I was able to do this work and when I was in my own box and cubicle in that mindset, it was very difficult for me to believe. And I'm even left with some of that now. As much as I do this work, I still remain skeptical because I'm so logic science based on my education. So even for me, it can be a struggle. But once you let go, as I said before, when I started to do this work, that's when my life changed for the better because I was able to take those blinders off.
Yes. Yes, and that's the biggest challenge, I think, and particularly for the left brainers out there, of which I'm one. It is kind of realizing that we have been going through conditioning and programming it, false conditioning and programming, and that is being designed to keep us small. And you suddenly, once those blinders are off, wow. Let's hit the button, and we're going to see Neale Donald Walsch in action, along with God, of course. So here we go. Bear with me a second.
You may want to memorize this, or at least put it in a place where you will see it often. Number 1. An awakened species sees the unity of all life and lives into it. Humans in an unawakened state often deny it or ignore it. Number 2. An awakened species tells the truth, always. Humans in an unawakened state too often lie, to themselves as well as others. Number 3. An awakened species says one thing and will do what they say. Humans in an unawakened state often say one thing and do another. Number 4. An awakened species, having seen and acknowledged what is so, will always do what works. Humans in an unawakened state often do the opposite. Number 5. An awakened species does not embrace a principle in its civilization that correlates with the concepts that humans refer to as justice and punishment. Number 6. An awakened species does not embrace a principle in its civilization that correlates with the concept that humans refer to as insufficiency. Number 7. An awakened species does not embrace a principle in its civilization that correlates with the concept that humans refer to as ownership. Number 8. An awakened species shares everything with everyone all the time. Humans in an unawakened state often do not, only sharing with others in limited circumstances. Number 9. An awakened species creates a balance between technology and cosmology, between machines and nature. Humans in an unawakened state often do not. Number 10. An awakened species would never, under any circumstances, terminate the current physical expression of another sentient being unless asked directly by that other being to do so. Humans in an unawakened state often kill other humans without that other human requesting them to. Number 11. An awakened species would never do anything that could potentially damage or harm the physical environment that supports the members of the species when they are physicalized. Humans in an unawakened state often do so. Number 12. An awakened species never poisons itself. Humans in an unawakened state often do so. Number 13. An awakened species never competes. Humans in an unawakened state are often in competition with each other. Number 14. An awakened species is clear that it needs nothing. Humans in an unawakened state often create a need-based experience. Number 15. An awakened species experiences and expresses unconditional love for everyone. Humans in an unawakened state often cannot imagine even a deity who does this, much less do it themselves. Number 16. An awakened species has harnessed the power of metaphysics. Humans in an unawakened state often largely ignore it. There are more differences, of course, but those are some of the chief characteristics of an awakened species, and the major differences between such a species and humanity in its present unawakened state.
Gosh, part of me feels that this list is an indictment of our whole species. I mean, our whole way of life.
Is it an indictment of a 3-year-old to observe that adults understand things she does not? Celebrate that you know what you know. Celebrate that you clearly see the difference between your behaviors and behaviors that you may decide are more beneficial. Celebrate the growth of knowing this, even as you celebrate the early steps of every child.
Thanks for reminding me. You keep making this point. We really are a very young species. Perhaps we should drive that point home in specific terms so that it can become real in people's minds. A lot of folks like to think of humans as highly evolved. In fact, humanity has just emerged from its infancy on this planet. In their book, New World, New Mind, Robert Ornstein and Paul Ehrlich place this in perspective in one mind-boggling paragraph. Listen to this. Suppose Earth's history were charted on a single year's calendar, with midnight January 1st representing the origin of the Earth and midnight December 31st the present. Then one day of Earth's year would represent 12 million years of actual history. On that scale, the first form of life, a simple bacterium, would arise somewhere in February. More complex life forms, however, come much later. The first fishes appear around November 20th. The dinosaurs arrive around December 10th and disappear on Christmas Day. The first of our ancestors recognizable as human would not show up until the afternoon of December 31st. Homo sapiens, our species, would emerge at around 11:45 p.m. And all that has happened in recorded history would occur in the final minute of the year.
That puts things into perspective beautifully, and it creates a context within which it can now be understood why, in human societies, most people deny much of what they see. They even deny their personal feelings, and eventually their own truth.
Yes, but what's been said here now and repeatedly about how early in our development we are as a species gives me great hope. As I said once before, I'm seeing wonderful, wonderful days ahead, both for us individually and for humanity collectively as we mature and grow into our potential.
That is the great opportunity that awaits you. It is just over the horizon.
Yes, yes, this is the perfect time for advancement. But do we have to wait? I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do we have to wait until the whole human race or the majority of our species awakens with us before any of us can experience living as a highly evolved being? Because it could take a long, long time until most humans get to that place.
You're right. You do already know the answer to this. Not only do you not have to wait, you are not supposed to wait. History is now watching to see who on earth will choose to self-select as being committed to modeling those behaviors and by their words and actions join in a global movement to awaken their species. Who on earth will celebrate fully their true nature, and who will joyously co-create the wonderful days that lie ahead when they do so.
Thank you very much, God. Thank you very much, Neale Donald Walsch, for that first section. So there's a lot of valuable information to set the evolutionary standards for humanity. And the only way that I feel we can really do justice to those 16 points is giving each point the focus that it deserves. So that's what we're going to be doing over subsequent weeks. Just as part of, whether it's part of the show or we'll put out individual little videos which will cover off each of those points and do justice to them, because that was a list, right? And each one of those things makes sense, kind of, but then we have to apply it to real life with humanity, and comparing it to where we are and how we get there. So we'll definitely be digging deeper on these 16 characteristics. So that is where we're going to go. But really, we're just the 3-year-olds finding our way through life, right? And I love that analogy that, if you're a toddler, you don't get criticized because you don't understand what the grown-ups are doing. That's where we're heading. That is where we are in our evolutionary cycle. And I'm just excited about where this takes us, really, which I believe is a world of unspeakable beauty. So, Jolie, what would you care to add?
That inner child energy is so powerful for healing, and Mother Earth really loves that, and really connecting with that part of you that's childlike and playful. It invites in that expansiveness that we talk about and that we look for. So when you're moving through these things, do it with joy, do it with laughter, whether you believe it or not. It's still, life has a tendency to be funny. It can be, in all of its glory. So I just want to lay on the table and let you guys know that when you're in that state of laughter and joy and bliss is when real healing takes place.
Yeah. And I think this is something that I think it really has helped me a lot through life. It's kind of, it's not that I don't take life seriously. I take, I just think that this is a joyous journey, and when you think about it like that and you keep that elevated emotion and you just kind of enjoy the ride. And it's not always easy, right? Because we do get confronted with some pretty stark challenges at times.
Yeah.
And when it would be very difficult to keep a smile on your face, and you're not even supposed to, there's grief processes and things that we have to learn and grow. But certainly, I think that is kind of how we can grow, as you say, inner child, really
Yeah.
important.
And I realize that there's a lot of seriousness going on in our world. But, the seriousness and the lack of playfulness, the lack of joy, the lack of truth is what got us here. And it's not what's going to get us out. So I mean, it's time to pivot as much as you want to say, no, I have to buckle down. And yeah, there is that aspect of it, but also at times know when to play.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. The more, because really, to my mind, this is how you find out what your true path is. It's what brings you joy. The thing that you're doing, when it brings you joy, you know you're on your path.
Right.
It's not supposed to be hard, and I think this is one of the distortions that we get brought up with, is that if the stuff we're not good at, we're told to double down and work harder on the things we're not good at, and ignore the stuff that you're really good at because you can do that already. Whereas in reality, and I think this is, once we get through this transition and you start thinking about the education for our children in future, it will be about identifying the strengths of the individual, the joys of the individual, and helping them to self-actualize. There's always basic skills that are always needed, but I just kind of foresee that as where we're going to go.
And if you when you were speaking on that, to me, I saw like a puzzle and each or quilt, and each little piece was so necessary for it all, but in its uniqueness. And that's really why we're here. And I want to reiterate that we are really trying to help people build an authentic and unique skill set for them to deal with the strong emotions in real time, to bring you back into that elevated state, and that's why we work with the chakras and we keep moving this wheel along of joy and unspeakable beauty and how to try to achieve that and figure out ways. We're sort of stitching this together. So we really enjoy the feedback and the help and all of that
For
support.
sure. Yeah, no, definitely for sure. Yeah, just keep, we're getting a lot more feedback through these days. We're getting the comments. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody who's here with us today. Really appreciate everybody who watches this on YouTube as well. And don't hesitate to reach out. Anybody ever has any comments for us, you can reach me on johnndrew@elevatedplanet.life. You can
Yes.
reach us through the website, which is elevatedplanet.life/contact to get you to our contact page. And, we love and welcome having our community staying in touch with us. And, that's what a community is all about. It's not just one way us preaching or whatever. We're all learning together. That's the way I like it. Cool. All right. So anyway, exciting times. And next up we have our Pleiadian friends, and this is going to help us on our journey too. So as with God and Neale Donald Walsch, whether you believe that this is a galactic race reaching out to us, just listen to the words and just feel if it resonates with you. Just enjoy it, because I think this is really profound stuff. And here we go. We're going to just dive straight in. So bear with me a second.
Salutations, lovely spirits, with the utmost respect and love to all of you amazing starseeds out there. Yes, you. We are witnessing something truly remarkable. The forces that once flourished in the shadows, advancing their plans covertly, are now being revealed and eliminated. All the secrets that are coming to light and the facts being exposed in the world today are the result of years, even decades, of hard work that has been going on behind our backs. The vibration of the Earth is increasing to a frequency so strong that lower energies can no longer exist here. The light of our beautiful planet shines brighter than ever before. As the illusions fade away, you will begin to see the wider picture, the intricate dance between Earth's evolution and your essential role within it. As the complexities of this ascension process come into focus, the beauty and significance of this journey we are all on will become clear. Yes, you are an essential component of this divine metamorphosis. Earth has a major role in the galaxy, and as you walk this path, you will come to understand the tremendous nature of this endeavor with every step you take. And remember, you are never alone in this journey. You are surrounded by steadfast support from cosmic coalitions like the Pleiadeans and many others. Even in the midst of turmoil and darkness, light is at work, guiding and caring for every soul, regardless of the situation. The chaos you witness and the startling information that will be revealed are not coincidences. They are the last desperate actions of forces that are losing ground. The good news is that you've never been by yourself. As you enter this new reality, know that the entire cosmos has been supporting you, watching over you and assisting you all along. We have been preparing for this miracle, and Earth is about to undergo an incredible rebirth. Therefore, remain resilient, optimistic, and loyal to your inner light as you embark on your cosmic journey. The best is yet to come.
So, as the Pleiadians have said, the forces that once flourished in the shadows are now being revealed and illuminated. So, who are they? They're known by many names: the Illuminati, Freemasons, the Deep State, the Secret Government, the Cabal. These are some of the titles that have been bestowed upon these entities that have controlled and enslaved humanity for thousands of years. As awareness increases and the vibrational frequency rises on the planet, the light will be shone on their misdeeds that have been designed to keep humanity small for so long. But now we are stepping into our power, and coming together collectively, we become an unstoppable force for the light. One of the Cabal's greatest fears is that mankind would come together in unity because they become powerless. These people and entities exist in the third and fourth dimension and cannot rise to the fifth without completely surrendering who they have been. The fifth dimension is not a place of duality. These puppet masters have been pulling the strings of humanity, using fear and division to pit us against each other. Our friend Rory Duff explained this once with a story that captures the essence of this manipulation. He set the scene. The king is in his castle, looking down at his people who are beginning to revolt. His advisor explains to him, the trick is not to fight your people. It is to get your people to fight each other. That said, I'm sending dear Rory our wishes and blessings for recovery from his current illness. So, this is a divine metamorphosis, and we are all essential components to this grand organized design. If you're watching this video, it is not by chance. You are supposed to hear this and embody it in whichever way resonates with you, even if you regard this as deluded nonsense for now. It could be here as seeds planted for the future. We've been so supported right now by these coalitions of galactic cousins, angelics, guides, ascended masters, and so much more. The chaos is part of this metamorphosis. The fires in Los Angeles and many events that are to follow represent the level of desperation that this deep state are feeling. If they have a kitchen sink remaining, expect it to be thrown our way. Expect warmongering and division energy to intensify over the months ahead as they try to pit us against each other. Maybe a new pandemic, and it won't be a pandemic of higher consciousness. Trust me on that one. Use discretion wisely. Don't just accept remedies or vaccinations and medications without being sure of the underlying efficacy and motives. Question everything, whether it comes from elevated planet, the government, the health authorities, or the mainstream media, or elsewhere. You are the sole arbiter of your truth, so don't give your power away. Maintain your mental sovereignty. The Cabal have people in many positions of influence. Their time is almost over, and we have nothing to fear. We have everything to look forward to, but as Lao Tzu said, new beginnings can be disguised as painful endings. Your strength lies within you, not outside of you. Tap into that inner wisdom and allow this to guide your way. And come together with like-minded communities to support each other and create that high-frequency energy centered on love, kindness, compassion, and joy. You may have to occasionally climb on that eagle's perch to exercise that discernment, but a world of unspeakable beauty gets ever closer now this new 13,000-year cycle is underway.
Welcome to the Ascension, a voyage into a new realm of enhanced forms, greater frequencies, and heightened awareness. Life in this beautiful reality will be simple, filled with divine unity that permeates every aspect of existence. Your wounds will heal, and your needs will be effortlessly met. Imagine living in a universe of endless love, where you co-create in harmony with others and experience the Creator's unlimited compassion. The agenda of this new period will flow like rivers of creativity, abundance, and peace, one of love and pure brightness. Now let's talk about something amusing. Those who once made fun of you, calling you woo-woo or airy-fairy, will be in for a shock. Their heads will spin from the truth they are about to experience. Don't worry, it won't spin off. But let's face it, not all of them will be ready to accompany you just yet. Their path is unfolding at its own pace, while you are transitioning from a life of restrictions to one of unrestricted freedom. A reality where you can freely express your aspirations is replacing the limitations that once defined your existence. It's like discovering a superpower you never knew you had. On this path of self-discovery, you will uncover talents and abilities that exceed your wildest expectations. Your true potential is so remarkable that it might leave you speechless. Now is the moment to embrace your true self in all its complexity. We stand in awe of your progress from our position on the Earth Council. You are becoming the wise and light-bearing stars you were always destined to be. Yes, this awakening is making you unique, but it is also filling you with a profound sense of joy and purpose. The frequency constraints that once held back creativity and connection have kept humanity behind for thousands of years. But now these obstacles are dissolving. Your true strength, creativity, and divinity are being revealed as the cosmos opens up to you. Now is your time to fully embrace it. Welcome the amazing person you are becoming. The finest part is still to come. Technological advancements will reach unimaginable heights in cultures that are no longer hindered. In these societies, interstellar travel and cosmic collaboration will be commonplace. These advancements will elevate civilizations, but many of these gifts from beyond have been kept hidden from humans, for now. However, things are changing. The reality of these cosmic influences is starting to come to light. You are at the threshold of this grand unveiling. This version emphasizes the empowering journey ahead and encourages connection with the cosmic support that's present.
Unity consciousness is definitely our future path, and once we go back to those 16 points made in Conversations with God, we will see that unity is the tie that binds so many other things together. Rivers of creativity, abundance, and peace are what awaits us on the other side of this transition as we tap into so much more of our previously unseen potential. Technological advancements will elevate civilization. They have indeed been kept hidden from humanity and in many cases ruthlessly suppressed over the last century and beyond. Anyone who has studied the work of Dr. Stephen Greer will be familiar with this. These technologies include the fact that anti-gravity craft have existed since 1954, when the reverse engineering of downed ET spacecraft proved successful. And this in turn brings about the possibility of a false flag invasion, as the way these craft have been developed would make them indistinguishable from the real thing. This would be designed to create fear across the population and cause the people to give away their power to those who might claim to save them from the alien threat. Also, the use of advanced holographic projections can create very convincing looking craft. What do you think to these photos taken near Tucson, Arizona back in November? My guess is that this is the dark military testing out their holographic projectors in a remote location. While it would be fair to say that not all ET races are benevolent, the real battle going on here is not with the ETs. It is between we the people and our longtime puppeteers who do not wish to let go of their power without a fight. Another part of the new technologies will be the long-suppressed free energy discovered by Nikola Tesla over a century ago. The fossil fuel interests and the cabal crushed access to this, confiscated all the evidence and left Tesla himself broken and destitute. Also, be mindful that character assassinations are a weapon regularly deployed. The cabal control the mainstream media, so it is very easy for them to fabricate stories to turn people against someone, or even turn people against a country for that matter. Cures for dread diseases have also been suppressed, and they will finally see the light of day too. The Rife machine, created by Royal Rife, was around in 1922, 103 years ago, and the technology can be upheld today as a cure for cancer, but it was crushed by those who had an interest in organized medicine. Now, all this sounds too fantastical, doesn't it? But this is just the thin end of the wedge, and we have so much to look forward to in our future as we begin to tap into who we really are, away from the limiting beliefs we have been conditioned and programmed to accept. Exciting times await.
Escaping the bonds of ignorance and entering a frequency of awakening, empowerment, and knowledge is a profound journey. But I must warn you, the instruments of deceit have been formidable. Holographic projections have long been used to uphold false supremacy, designed to deceive and manipulate. False narratives have been spread through these fabricated realities, obscuring the truth and keeping many in the dark. In this time, your discernment will be your most valuable tool. As these manipulations become more apparent, you must learn to distinguish between true revelations and deceptively produced illusions. Trust your intuition, clarity, knowledge, and faith in your inner guidance. Remember, not everything that shines is light. What is truly fascinating is that, like never before, potential is being unlocked through the merging of dimensions. Old ideas and systems are falling apart with each step you take toward enlightenment. You carry a transformational frequency that accelerates evolution and upends the status quo. You, the ground crew, are crucial to ensuring that Earth is prepared for this profound transition. Your work is essential, dear ones. You are seen by the universe. You are seen by your cosmic family. And behind the scenes, they are restoring balance, preventing harm, and leading this shift. Emerging now are cutting-edge technologies aimed at repairing the world. These tools symbolize optimism, progress, and a brighter future for Earth. They are designed to remove pollutants, restore ecosystems, and heal the damage caused by human greed. You are at the center of a consciousness revolution, one that is much more than just a fleeting change. This is a transformation that requires your acceptance and active participation. Have faith in your light. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the chaos in the world, but remember, this is the first step toward restoration, not destruction. For imbalance to be corrected and changed, it must first be brought into the light. You are protected, directed, and incredibly loved throughout all of it. You have the opportunity to fully step into your role as Earth's guardians and future planners. Yes, we will continue to remind you of this, for it is crucial, especially in the coming 6 months. Your attentiveness, consciousness, and dedication to higher frequencies are essential. There are soon to be revelations, truths that will highlight your pivotal role in the cosmic fabric and reaffirm the interdependence of all life. These revelations will inspire you and spur significant action as allies from across the universe unite in support of Earth's ascension. The health of our planet's land, air, and oceans is of utmost importance. A tipping point has been reached in the damage caused by ignorance and exploitation. The good news is that every action you take to elevate your vibration and contribute to the light accelerates Gaia's healing process. And this is not unique to you. Your space family is working alongside you, collaborating on ideas, and building a peaceful future together. These are remarkable times, dear ones. Each of you carries an essential piece of the cosmic puzzle, your unique role in the unfolding divine plan. Trust your intuition and embrace the vast support that surrounds you. We are working together to realize the vision of a bright new Earth. Acknowledge your inner vitality. You have the innate right to consciously channel and direct this energy. The world is ready for the reality you are meant to create because you are a creator. Focus on your highest priorities, abundance, harmony, and serenity, and watch as your reality transforms before your very eyes.
So, first thing to say is gratitude to Jules Ward, one of our community. She sent me the pictures which were from Tucson, or the hills above Tucson, going back into November, some friends they have over there. But you know, I tend to think holographic technology. I don't know, and I understand as well that all the drones that were being seen just over the last few weeks, couple of months, whatever it is now, may have disappeared out of sight for now. They had holographic technology on them. They were always man-made, right? They were the deep state or the military, whatever you want to call it. Holographic technology is something that can be used to create images which can send people into shock and fear. So, knowing about these things in advance gives you the chance to use discretion, and let's see what happens, Now, one thing I wanted to mention as well, the White Hat Alliance. I don't know whether you're familiar with that, but this is something that has been around for a while. Much like the Cabal, they cover the world, but these are the good guys. These are the ones that are, it's a mixture of there are humans, there are extraterrestrials, there are hybrids. And what their job is really, it's neutralizing the dark agenda. So they're looking for things all the time. They're also in positions of influence within governments, within corporations, where they can actually start to exercise the light side of things and to overcome some of the dark agendas that have been out there. I find it really interesting that they mentioned about the next 6 months, because certainly 2025 is a time when we can expect things to move from one thing to the next to the next. We've had and still got the LA fires going, and I don't know what comes next, right? There is a lot of things that are potentially going to go on, and not to drive fear. Because in reality, this is part of the grand organized design. This is the way it's supposed to be. Because what it does along the way, it helps to wake people up to the fact we've been programmed and conditioned in a way that keeps us much smaller than we really are. And once people awaken to that and we step into our power, these things are happening not to us, they're happening for us. It may not feel like that at the time, but that's exactly what is going on. So the elites are rather uncoordinated, is what I've heard. In fact, the Z's have mentioned this on a couple of occasions. One of the things that weakens them is the fact that they're really not as coordinated as they used to be. And they are basically in a bit of a panic, and they are basically throwing everything that they can to try and maintain their grip on humanity. One of the things that I also understand is that look out for the chemtrails and the mystery fogs, because they have been pumping out heavy metals kind of gases into the atmosphere. And again, that's designed to create sickness. It's designed to create weakness. And again, this is all part of the agenda that could be going through this year. Also, medication and pharmaceuticals are also here to weaken humanity. So again, just be careful. Make sure that the efficacy of what you've been given is something that is appropriate for you, and don't just take things at face value. So, apart from that, what else did I want to mention? Oh, yeah, that's right. The other thing that the White Hats aim is also to confront the crimes against humanity and to have a look at those and bring justice where it is necessary. Now, this is going to be low profile. This won't be something that you'll suddenly see on the news every night. But nevertheless, they also have to take into account soul contracts, because some people have come to the planet as disruptors. No, one of them is being elected into the office of president on Monday, i.e., tomorrow, as I speak right now. And his soul contract, so I understand it, he is a creator of chaos and he's a disruptor. So I think we're going to be in for an exciting time, we can put it that way. I think if he is creating chaos and disruption, that is what he's here for. That is something that he's done across numerous lifetimes, across galaxies, universes, whatever. This is his thing. So it's fascinating when you kind of think of it that way. I know it sounds far-fetched, but we all have soul contracts. We're all here with a very specific purpose. And part of our journey is to uncover what that is. And you'll know what it is because it's what lights you up. You know, whatever gives you joy is kind of what it is. So anyway, that's me done on that. So Jolie, can I bring you in, please?
And so, yes, I think these interesting developments and soul contracts and all of these other things they're good to think about, but more than anything, when you are in love with yourself, when you have self-love, all of these things can fall away the more we become aware of who we are and the power that we possess. I get it. These things are important, but at the same time, we have the power collectively as well as individually to sort of stop some of these things from happening or
Hmm.
circumvent, like you talked about the white hats, right? Maybe the people who are there. Well, energy is everything. So if we have good intentions, if we have integrity, if we move with character, we are helping them with their agenda. When
Yes.
we move out of our own way, when we process our emotions. So it is just that simple. We think soul contracts and all, all these things you think are way beyond what you can comprehend. No, just be a decent, good person. Know that God is within you and other people and make that connection in the best way that you can.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and as you keep telling us, Jolie, it's an inside job, right?
Always, yeah.
There was one other thing that I intended to mention as well, which again came from David, who was the influence for the 16 points earlier. And this actually relates to the things that have been talked about by the Pleiadeans, which is about the distortions that we've been seeing. Because he sent me an example, which is about the NASA lies, because NASA know so much more than they've ever let out. You know, I mean, honestly, the connection to the Galactics has been going on for so long, and yet it's all suppressed. So NASA have been producing information, CIA declassifies book detailing how the world will end. So what David's done is he sent me some links as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include that on the weekly newsletter and put the links on there to these videos and these articles so that you can judge them for yourselves. And I think it's important because this is the art of discernment, okay? And we have to understand not to take things at face value, not to just take the mainstream media as being the arbiters of truth, or the government for that matter. You have to use discretion, and it's a lot of it's about how you feel, right? Is what do you think, Joe? Like that going within thing?
Yes, it's about, and that's what we're talking about. When I say go within, it's because oftentimes we have this low grade anxiety that we're just riding with all the time. And it's like, what can I, just even starting to question that. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this with me all the time? What can I do to get rid of this? And so the why sometimes we need to back up from. So let me reiterate how. The how do I get out of here? That's the question. How do I stop feeling this energy and feel something better? And just in the asking of that question, the inner work begins. So, more than anything, I think we've woken up. We see throughout our social media, a lot of information has been exchanged, waking a lot of us up, realizing that we are the power, we are the answer. So, then now the next step is to how? How do I get to where I want to go? What are the ways in which I can get there? And they always come down to really being healthy, maintaining that self care and that healthy energy moving through your body, taking your environment, for instance, having abundance, noticing that, propagating that, and then connecting with others, sharing, being of service. These three things usually will help us to get to where we want to go. But you notice all of the blocks that are there in front of these things. So it's our job to sort of work out some of that through our own inner work, because once we do that, what our frequency and our vibration changes, and then so does our experience.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's a very timely point to make, because we are going to go to the meditation, to the guided meditation next. So this last little section again of wisdom from our Pleiadian friends will link directly into Jole's guided meditation visualization. So are you ready, Jole?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to hit the button. So hang on to your hats, everybody. Here we go.
In your culture, many remain unaware, blocked, or stuck because they allow life force energy to stagnate. But if you remain mindful, paying attention to bodily sensations and the gentle waves of consciousness, energy will continue to flow. Seekers and adept practitioners in these matters often help others heal or counsel by detecting blockages. But in truth, each of you can do this for yourselves if you decide to cultivate the skill. Be prepared, though. Stirring this energy may bring up old traumas, memories, and even recollections of past lifetimes for acknowledgement. The breath can soothe that surfacing tension, assisting in releasing and transmuting what was once stored or forgotten. From our vantage point as watchers of Earth, we see your final passage into living through your higher energy centers with greater constancy. The clearing of older patterns is nearing its threshold. You stand at the precipice of a grand shift, one that will change how you inhabit your physical forms and how you engage with the cosmic currents swirling around you. We offer our gratitude for each moment you devote to aligning with this higher perspective. Many watchers, cosmic families, and guides hold you in loving embrace. Yet ultimately, it is your unfolding resolution to step forward, walking with a sense of trust in your own readiness to expand. Know that as you integrate higher vibrations, you are pioneering a grand, uplifting future, one of pure unity, compassion, and unwavering love that radiates freely through all your chakra expressions. We celebrate your resilience and stand witness as you usher in this grand shift for Earth and all her inhabitants. The best is yet to come. We will soon stand openly among you, smiling as your hearts confirm what your soul has always known. We are one. With all my love.
Thank you so much for joining me for this meditation. And what we're going to do is just work to raise our frequency and vibration. So as the transmutation takes place around us, moving us into a different state of being in this world, at least we know we can stay on our eagle's perch. So put your feet flat on the floor and your palms face up on your thighs. Bring your awareness to your chest. Begin to breathe with the rhythm of your body. Command for your heartbeat to sync up with your breath. As you ground from your heart, move all the way down through your lower chakras, and of a natural earth element, create, visualize, and imagine a 6 inches in diameter portal moving through Mother Earth all the way down, and rooting itself in her core. Take a minute to feel what it feels like to be grounded and rooted into Mother Earth, knowing that she can take all of your negative energy and transmute it into positive energy. And this is a pathway. Pull your aura in to be 1.5 feet around you. Your higher self is standing at the power position at a comfortable distance above your crown, and your astral body is snapped in. From a heart-centered space, clean off your grounding cord with golden, rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles. See these beautiful golden worker bees. Clean off anything you're ready to let go of and release, anything that's holding you back from your highest good, anyone else's expectations, rhetoric, ideas that populate your brain, your body, or your spirit. The grounding cord, we're going to get rid of that. As those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles move up to the first chakra and they start cleaning that out. And while these golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles are cleaning off the past, the old crusty energy we no longer need, we're going to open our feet like we would the lens of a camera and call in 15% earth energy to pool in the bottoms of the feet, and then travel up the side channels of the legs, bringing health, wellness, prosperity into our lives. As our crown then opens and the beautiful gold light from the heavens comes raining down on our higher self and focuses itself down through our aura layer and our crown, saturating the brain, moving out any of those negative thoughts, shutting down those neurotransmitters and those synapses that appear as blocks, failures, lack of creativity, inconsistencies. And we turn on the ones of success, persistence, self-love, and all of the choices that support those. As we dissolve the worry, the doubt, and the fear in the prefrontal cortex, and we decalcify that pineal gland, moving into the pituitary, writing our hormones and that endocrine glands, making sure our systems run with grace and ease. As that gold light moves down into the limbic system, moving out any of that reptilian, animalistic energy that is getting in our way, as it then begins to move down our vertebra, lighting up each one on its way down, powering up that nervous system as it begins to light up our aura layer. So as this is taking place, please, in your center of your head and your heart, I want you to see yourself at your zenith, at your highest potential, as you feel what it feels like to be there. And while you do this, I'm just going to gently remind you, you are grounded, rooted into Mother Earth, with a grounding cord that is 6 inches in diameter and being cleaned off, as well as that first chakra with those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles, scrubbing off anybody else's energy, any disease, illness, anything we're ready to let go of and release, all of the fear The doubt and the worry in our body is being dissolved by these golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles. As that beautiful essence of Mother Earth is pooling in our feet, traveling up the side channels of our legs, and meeting at that first chakra with that 85% cosmic gold life force energy that's raining down from the heavens on our higher self that stands at that power position. As it opens up our aura layer and it comes down through our crown, our astral bodies being cleaned, and our aura layers being powered up with our nervous system. As this essence begins to fill us up, as we sit holding the space, seeing ourselves at our goals, at our success, seeing abundance all around us, basking in the wellness of our minds, our bodies, and our spirits, holding hands, hugging, kissing, and loving on those in our lives that we cherish, and making partnerships with people whose lives we can help and who can help us as well. And as this essence of Mother Earth and the divine moves throughout your body, all of the cells in your body, in your aura, are magnetizing to bring this to you. As now the golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles blanket the second and the third chakras, gently cleaning off any of the blocks, negative energy, doubts, programming, fears, guilt, shame, as those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles come into the heart chakra, cleaning off any unforgiveness, any self-loathing, anything getting in the way of us loving ourselves or others. These golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles are going to remove the blocks as they move into the throat chakra, removing and resolving any exaggeration, any untruths, bringing in truth and integrity, cleaning off that chakra, bringing it back into its factory reset, as they say, of truth, of honesty. As those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles move into the center of the head, working with that cold light to clean out any blocks to sanity, reality, any blocks to clarity, and any blocks to aligning with your purpose. As those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles now reach that seventh chakra, and they're removing any middleman's energy between you and the divine. As that gold light works to move out any programming, any dogmas, any theologies, pious energy that gets in the way of you realizing how much power you have. You are all of the divine. The essence of that is in you. Tap into that. Clean off all of the traditions and customs that no longer serve you. All of the rules, all of the past choices. Allow for these golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles to blanket every layer of your aura and just cleaning off anything that no longer serves you. Anything you're ready to release, it's like a spiritual bath. While you're cleaning off all of this energy, I just want you to feel the warmth of the divine and just release and let go and feel like the onions, the layers of you are being peeled back to get to that core of your being. As these golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles do their job of cleaning off the past, cleaning off the things that no longer serve, that keep you grounded in that frequency and vibration of struggle. Get rid of all of that as you take a minute to see yourself optimally well, prosperous and abundant, and well connected and supported. As you breathe with the rhythm of your body, and your heartbeat is synced up with your breath. Hold the space. Now, I want you to create, visualize, and imagine 8 golden suns above your head. And inside each one is unconditional love and forgiveness. And when it comes down into your chakras and into your body, begins to turn into all of the qualities and attributes that you require to reach your goals and to really feel worthy and deserving of that. So now take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, see that first golden sun that's in that golden rain that's coming down from the divine, come down, all the way down to your grounding cord, chasing those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles down into the center of Mother Earth. Take that visualization all the way down. And see that second golden sun come down, dissolving and resolving those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles as this beautiful golden light extends and expands into the first chakra, solidifying your safety, your security, and your prosperity. See this third golden sun come down through your crown and into your second chakra as it extends and expands and evaporates all those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles and all that energy that was there past. And now bringing you into a state of creativity, knowing how to market and brand yourself, knowing how to ask for what you want, experiencing joy and pleasure in the process. As that fourth golden sun comes down into that third chakra, extending and expanding, moving out those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles and bringing in that gold light of motivation, of discipline. You really know how to use your personal power for your highest good and the good of those around you. And see that energy expand 360 degrees around you, encompassing you in nothing but truth and motivation, personal power, and your boundaries are strong as you bring down that golden sun into your heart chakra and you let it extend and expand, burning up any resentment, any rejection, any regret from the past is no longer there. So filled with so much love, so much joy for this privilege of being on earth and being in a human body. As that sixth golden sun comes down into the fifth chakra, your throat, solidifying the truth, speaking life into existence around you. As that seventh golden sun comes down, extending and expanding into the center of your head, and really bonifying those positive synapses and neurotransmitters that are going to help you get to that success, that well-being, and that unconditional love is best of our ability. As that eighth golden sun comes down into the crown, really solidifying our relationship with the divine. And we put another 7 golden suns above our head as we open our heart chakra and we allow for that loving energy to pour out into our aura layers as those golden suns come down one by one, solidifying that love all around us, making it pure, making it obvious, letting the universe know what it is that we want, what our purpose is, so it can continue to send us these messages. And we adhere to them. making our life and our journey so much easier. We give ourselves permission to listen to our intuition as we bring down those golden suns in our aura layer, not only establishing boundaries, but also strong connections to our tribe. As we raise our frequency and our vibration to one of bliss and unspeakable beauty, to the best of our abilities and to the highest and the best. So as you breathe with the rhythm of your body and your heartbeat is synced up with your breath, hold the space to see yourself at your zenith, your highest potential, living the life that is your birthright. As I gently remind you once again, you are grounded and rooted into Mother Earth, the grounding cord that is 6 inches in diameter, connected to that heart chakra, clean, clear, and filled with gold light. Your aura is 1.5 feet around you. Your higher self stands in that golden rain at a power position, a comfortable distance above your crown. Your astral body snapped in as you're running 15% earth energy of a color that resonates with you as it pulls into the bottoms of your feet, travels up the side channels of your legs as that 85% cosmic gold life force energy comes down into the brain, lighting up each vertebra, pushing out that spiritual nervous system into your aura layer, and powering up your physical nervous system, making you safe, knowing that you are worthy and deserving of the life of your dreams. As your heart is open, sending out love into your own aura layer that moves out into your environment. As that beautiful toroidal field locks in with your energy and Mother Earth's, and that pyramid with the capstone above your toroidal field begins to spin, and that white light comes down, encompassing you and expanding out into the universe as you sit in this divine, purifying energy, knowing that everything that has ever gotten in your way has now been removed and resolved, and the past is no longer. It is now you, the present moment, divine energy, Mother Earth, and your future. So as you see yourself in this beautiful space, hold it as you breathe with the rhythm of your body, and know that this is yours. So you want to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, close your feet chakras and see earth energy recede back down into Mother Earth. Take another deep breath in. This time, hold it for a moment. And as you exhale, close your heart chakras and see all those emojis, those beautiful heart-shaped, colorful emojis, attach themselves to your aura layer, bottom, top, side to side. It's just blanketed with these beautiful, loving energy. And as you take another deep breath in and exhale, you close your hands and your crown, and you see that heavenly energy recede back up into the heavens. As you take another deep breath in, and you allow on that exhale for all of your energy, that earth energy, and that cosmic divine life force energy to settle in. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Beautiful. I love the sensation it gives me. I love the uplifting and the visuals. Just fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, okay, we'll do the wrap up. We're going to tie this up now. First off, by just saying that tomorrow sees the newsletter. It will have the recorded version of this, of the recorded version of this live. And, as always, any questions for myself, any questions for Jolie, any thoughts, any considerations, John Drew at elevatedplanet.life. Also, elevatedplanet.life website with /contact gets you onto our contact page, so you can find us there as well. What else do I have to remember, Jolie?
2, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if what you heard and saw resonated with you. We really appreciate it, and we'd love it if you join our community and your friends too.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, share it far and wide. Yeah. So, okay, well, that's it, I think. Really, that was really a lot of fun. And again, any thoughts, anything that feedback that you've got for us, please don't hesitate to reach out. And other than that, I just want to say a great big heartfelt thank you to our community for being here today. I want to thank everybody who watches this on the YouTube video as well. Equally, reach out to us if you want to be a member of our community and be on our newsletter distribution list. You know where to find us. And I think that's it till next week, Jolly. Yeah, agreed?
Yeah, agreed. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you all. Love you.